All right, co-host.
What up, Corey?
No, I'm here, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm here. I'm here ready. I'm here. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready to do this?
You know what, people? We been trying to figure out for a few weeks now.
Yes, we have.
What the name of this particular show is going to be.
This craziness. What to call this craziness?
A lot of good suggestions came in, and I meant to go look at last week's post. I've been so busy getting ready for the party on Friday and, and redoing my place and everything. I didn't go. I forgot. Okay, I'm a shithead. I forgot. All right,
hey, but I'm sure we can remember a couple of at least the good ones that we liked.
The one that is the one.
I know I have my favorite, but
okay. Well, between us both, well, let me just say we thought of a name, so we're going to tell you after we name off some of our favorites, the ones that didn't make it, but the ones that were good.
Okay.
But the one I liked, I like the ones that had nothing to do with what we do
here.
Show,
yeah.
Like the one that I liked the most was popping and locking with Corey and co-host.
that was pretty crazy.
Another was a lot of people. Well, we said that this show is centered mainly on email, so a lot of people sent titles in with email in there. One of the ones that I liked that did that was Rise of the Emails with co-host and his slave Corey. I like that one. I was going to choose that one at first.
That one?
I did like that one.
All right.
But I felt like it would be stroking your ego too much. So
yeah. Well, if you want to, somebody took everything I said and just turned it into titles. I wish here you keep going. I'm gonna try to find that because I was like, did I say that? Because it sounded so crazy. Like the goat comment that we made. Somebody wanted to turn that into a comment.
Yeah, that's right. Because we said something about goats last week.
I'm a goat and I'm eating my own milk. Show.
That was it. Because last week we talked about the Alamo Draft House, and I said my favorite thing there was the goat cheese salad, and then we were talking about like cannibalism because we're talking about a goat eating, and somebody turned in the title saying. Yeah, I eat my own milk.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I like that title. I'm not going to change that.
I was like, that it's different.
Okay, there you go, people. The name of the show is I'm a goat and I eat my own milk with Corey and co-host.
There you go. That's the new show title.
Actually, that's the same one where somebody said, the title of this show that we chose came from that list because it was stuff that we were saying because somebody else said priority number one.
Priority number one.
Because last week we were saying
that's right.
Priority number of this show is to entertain. That's priority number one. And somebody said, "Oh, I take priority number one." No. As a matter of fact, I think that same person has "What's up, co-host?"
There you go. Oh my God,
that was the name of the show.
That guy is a genius.
Hi, people.
Hi, people. Hello. That's the name of the show. Hello.
How are you?
Man, but no, it was pretty entertaining. People sending in all kinds of crap. Some guy kept on sending me the same list 5 times until I responded, where I just wrote, "Yeah, it's pretty funny. Keep it up." And
good for you.
Yeah.
I give you a virtual pat on the head.
He broke me.
I thought you were gonna say, "All right, man. God damn it, I get it." Okay,
shut the fuck up.
That's the new show right there.
There you go. That's it.
We don't like your stinking titles.
Yeah.
With Corey and co-host. Well, do you have some that you want to name now?
Oh, what is runner up? At least for me?
Yeah, for you.
Well, what was it? The Longest Show on Earth with Corey and co-host? That's the one I liked.
Which is true.
Yeah. Hey, I was laughing when I read that.
It's the longest show on Spill, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, shit, we went almost 3 hours one night, man. We almost had we were just like
that
15 minutes.
3 hours.
Yeah, we went 15 minutes shy of a 3-hour show one night. I think that was our first show.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
That was the one that was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and people said dark. There you go.
It was the dark. Oh, what? Longer than the Dark Knight?
I could have watched the Dark Knight.
I could have watched the Dark Knight. There you go. That's an awesome title.
Now, do you want to tell people what the name of the show is?
The name of the show. All right, people, get ready.
Okay.
I wish we had a drum roll or something.
I know here. You ain't got no hands. I'll slap my knees. Yeah. Give me a Bob McFerrin drum roll.
The name of Corey and co-host show is now
Let's Do This! I know some people are like, what?
That's it? That's what they chose? Man, this show sucks.
Turn it off right now.
Wait, I like that title. This show sucks. Another great title.
Bravo.
We use them both. Yeah.
No, but I like that.
I like it too.
I called you up and I said, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you called me and the way you said it made me laugh my ass off. And I was like, that's it. There we go.
Because every week you do that. You're like, I was like, hey, co-host, you ready? Like, let's do this.
Because I'm ready, Corey. I'm ready to do this.
There you go.
But hey, it works. I guess The kids out there like it. You like it. And whenever you like something, I'm like, well, all right, I can work with that.
You're like, I think this fucker's wrong.
Yeah,
but okay,
no. But no, it's a funny title.
It
works. It does. Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're doing this.
Like every week we're doing this.
We're doing this. We're doing it right
self-explanatory.
Do this.
No, I figure it's kind of cheesy, but every week, because we do it anyway. It's like we open the show, we do a little blabbing, a little talking back and forth, and then we right when we getting ready to get to the emails, like, all right, co-host, you ready to do some email? And you're like, yeah. Let's do this.
That's right. That's what I do. And it's funny because I would have never have thought that to be a title ever.
Well, that's how you work it, man. That's why we never figured out anything for weeks.
We don't. I know. We're like, I'm scratching my head. It's like email time, email zone.
You had something like in the zone,
hanging. You had the cool spot.
You had chilling out.
Chilling out. Yes.
You had some bad ones, man.
I had some horrible ones, and I didn't have any. And you didn't have a goddamn thing to say about anything. I was like, Corey, please help.
What was I gonna do, man? I didn't
just chilling. Hang time.
I came up with a really bad one myself. Cooling out with Corey.
Oh my god!
Hey, that's why I say, man, if you leave it up to me, look, you can. It's like bands. You hear something for the name of a band, and you always say to yourself, man, that's a terrible name. But after a while, you get used to it.
You do.
Like that James Bond movie that's coming out right now. When they first heard it, they said, Quantum of Solace?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then now you're like, Quantum of Solace, man. I can't wait to see that movie.
No, well, I had to say that a couple of times because I'm like, how is anybody going to get a ticket trying to pronounce that name? You know, when they're at the box, Quantum of Physics. What the fuck is that? The new James Bond movie.
I have Kwanzaa with James Bond. But no, man, we could have named the show I'm a goat and I'm drinking my own milk. If we said that enough times, it would
catch on and it would be the greatest show on earth. Yes, next to the longest show on earth.
Yeah, exactly. So I know some people rolling their eyes right now. I know Leon's out there. He's probably listening. He's like, oh man, he's got Leon. But Leon's the type of dude, man. We did a project one time. He wanted to spend 2 weeks thinking of a title.
We don't got 2 weeks. We got 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's like, it didn't even have a title. He's like, how about no. Well, what was it? No.
We can't use no as a title.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf already has it. That's his show. No. So,
wow.
All right. So
there you go.
Yeah, there you have it. All right. So before we get into some email here, look at what's going on this week.
Let's do this.
And not yet. See, now you're getting crazy with it. Look at. You're going to be saying this every 10 minutes. Hey, let's do this.
Yeah, you pointed at me, and I thought it was my cue to say, let's do this. I'm trying to work with you, Corey.
Every little thing, I'm going to be like, so now I'm looking at a news story, scratch my nose. I'm looking at a news story. Let's do this. No, God damn it, will you settle down?
I see you bat your eyelash.
Let's do this.
Man,
it's worse than being at an auction. Yeah,
this title's starting to suck. Oh, God.
Somebody else, I think it was I Love Sugar out there. I Love Sugar or whatever. And she had a title, Drunkness or something.
Drunkness? What? That's the title?
I have you know this week that we both have water. I'm drinking water and you were cooling off your system with a nice mist.
Yes, I am. I need some.
Because we drink a lot.
Cooling off. Man. No, we do. And, kids, you do plenty of drinking. And then that stuff, you start to see yourself getting bigger and bigger, and not in all the right places.
I know. What are you trying to say about me, man? Huh? I'm not getting any bigger. That's my problem.
I think Corey's pregnant.
He ain't got no gut. I'm all right.
With Leon's baby.
More attracted to Cyrus, but that's okay.
Crazy.
Talk about pregnant. That fat fuck. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That guy's a nice svelte weight right there. I'm kidding with him.
He has a great movie collection.
Yes, exactly. When I said fat, I meant fat movie collection.
Fat movie collection. P-H-A-T, brother.
Yeah, Cyrus is fat like his movie collection.
Yeah.
So first order of business here. Want to tell people less than a week before the party. I know about 5 people coming in from out of town, probably maybe a few more. Yeah. I've run into some people around town who
are they staying at our place?
Man, there's one guy, and I don't want to say it because people will go into an uproar when they hear it. I do not want to say.
Okay,
I broke down, and one member asked. They said, "I'm coming into town. I paid for a ticket. I'm broke. And I would really appreciate if you let me crash at your place. I mean,
Damn.
he already bought the ticket.
I'm broke.
And this chick is fine. So, I'm going to let her stay. I'm kidding.
Really? Damn. Who?
No.
Who could it be?
It's the guy, man. It's the guy.
I knew it.
And he's coming into, and I've already agreed. Look, another guy wrote me into picking him up from the airport. Renegade.
Oh. You're picking up Renegade?
Man, somehow I said, I thought I said I was picking up Renegade to take him to the party.
Right.
I said, I got to go that way anyway. I know the hotel you're going to be in. I'll scoop you and we'll go to the party. I heard third hand, like, yeah, of course, pick me up from the airport. Like, I'm going to be in like a chauffeur out there with that cardboard. One for Renegade.
You're going to have his profile picture on that cardboard, too? So you don't look too silly? No.
Yeah, I'm going to put my three-piece suit on just to stand out there and look like a chauffeur for you, Renegade. So, I don't know, Renegade, you need to let me know what's up, man.
Yeah, you're going to be doing, like, Renegade's grocery shopping. You're going to be driving all around
exactly.
town. Corey, I'm hungry. What's the best place to eat around here, Corey? I'm assuming he talks like that.
I know he talks like Hannibal Lecter.
Take me to your favorite diner, Corey. Is there screaming in the diner? Do they scream? Try to run in there and save those chickens from getting deep fried?
Let me see. I'm looking up something here. Oh, that's who else is coming.
Who else is coming?
The Shining.
Shining?
Yeah. Dude from Compton, man.
Really?
Yeah, from serious.
Compton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real cool dude, though, man. I haven't talked to a lot of people for a while because I've been trying to hit my stride. With some new changes that have happened on the site. I've been like crazy busy, man. I'm so tired, but we got The Shining is a cool guy, man. I talked to him a lot, especially when I was doing the call-in show. There will be another call-in show coming soon, people, by the way.
Can't wait for that one.
No, shut the fuck up. But The Shining, he said he's already got his ticket. He's coming into town. There's a couple other people, but The Shining, I want to say thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate that.
Are you just saying that because he's from Compton?
Yes. Yes. Because I don't want to.
Please don't rob my ass.
I don't want to come here and see somebody dressed in red or blue. I don't remember what his affiliation is. I don't know if he's a Blood or a Crip, but
let's just assume he's a good guy because I don't want to get shot.
No, he's not. Man,
I don't want none of my stuff stolen, Corey.
See, this is why I feel bad. He knows I'm going to mess with him like this. He's actually really a smart guy. He knows a lot about movies. He's actually he wants to go into film production. I think he's in school for film.
Oh, really?
Right now. Yeah.
Good for him.
Real smart guy, man.
Yeah.
I'll
be the judge of that, Corey.
Okay, well then you'll get to meet him.
Awesome.
Now he might shoot you because everybody wants to shoot you.
I'll be very respectful. But if he starts sounding like Silver Surfer, then forget about it. I'm going to town on his ass.
I know. I thought Silver might be trying to come in, but I don't think he's
talking about broke people. Yeah.
Oh, Silver, see, man, that's him. That's him talking about you. See, you
get a radio flyer and a paddle and get on the highway and do something with that.
You make a nun want to shoot you. So again, people, the party's going to be on Friday. I'm going to put up the video one more time to remind people. Remind your friends, co-hosts.
I will.
You have.
I'll remind all two of them.
The party is this Saturday, the 18th.
Right.
And it's going to be at Mother Egan's. Look it up online. And the video will have the address in there too. It starts at 10 for the young folks. I mean, it starts at 10 for the young folks. 4 o'clock.
Children.
Ladies' night starts at 4 at my place. No, we're starting around 6 for all the young kids if they come in. We have
with their parents.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have something going on at 6 o'clock. In case any youngsters want to come by, people under 21 who want to come by.
Yeah.
Because it's a bar and they can't really be that much responsible for it. And in fact, when it gets late, anybody who's under 21 will probably
have to go. We have to give them the boot.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it works out. It's hard to keep.
No. You'll see how it works out.
Especially
I'll be drinking.
Look, I mean, you can't stop these high schoolers from coming in who drive cars and whatnot. They come in, we'll have to mark their hands, and we'll just have to watch.
Give them the big black X.
I'm mainly thinking about the people who can't drive, who are like 15 and younger. You got to show up with your parents. They can't come and drop you off.
I just don't know any kid that's going to be flying to Austin without their parents' signature?
I'm talking about the people who are in town.
Oh, the people, the kids who are in town?
That's what I mainly did this for, to see. It was a mixer for Austin people
Yeah.
and anybody else who'd want to come to town. And that's how it turned out. It's sort of just a primer for another party we'll probably have in the summer. Well, I want to see how
Summer? Oh, are you sure about that, Corey? Don't go spouting off.
Yeah, no, I think we'll have one in the summer. See, this is just to see how word of mouth works.
Yeah.
Just to see how people come out. I don't expect this to be huge, but you never know.
Exactly.
You never know. So I'm expecting it to be kind of small.
All right. Well, hey,
See. But
as long as I got booze and broads, I'll be fine.
You will have neither, so you might as well not roll your ass up in there.
Well, I'll imagine it, all right?
All right, so now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get into some email. Are you ready, co-host?
I'm ready, Corey.
Are you?
Let's do this! Jetpack launch. I don't know what that means.
I was sitting there thinking, what does that reference? And I was like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
References my jetpack. And
You don't have a jetpack.
I will someday once you guys decide to fucking pay me.
Take you back down to Mexico, see if we can get that put on you. Damn, I lost my
Oh,
emails
come
here.
on, Corey. Professional.
All right.
All right.
We got some email here.
Read it to me, Corey.
Oh,
It's a new title. New show title.
Read it to me.
Read it to me, Corey.
Damn, that kind of has a ring to
You know
it.
what? I told you, man. Everything that comes out of my mouth is gold.
Oh, shut up. And
Somebody's. Where's the contract? You got
gold
got my contract,
coated
by the way?
bullshit is what it is. Okay. All right. Our first email here
Yes, Corey.
is
First
from,
email.
is from Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis. The Huey Lewis.
No.
Oh,
No,
man.
I'm not the
I
same.
hate these members of these fake names.
and really, would you?
Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba.
And it's like they're like rappers. They change their name so they can't be sued.
Yeah.
And really, would you want to hear from the original Huey Lewis anyway? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What's
Got
wrong
a
with
brand
that?
new email. When it does me,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him how he made all those awesome videos. They were the best. They don't make them like that anymore, Corey.
And then we have an email after that from Hall and Oates.
What? The Holland Oates?
No, not the Hall and Oates. No, that was this one is like HAUL
Oh my God, I got like a list of questions.
OTES Hall and Oates. No, this Huey Lewis. I'll tell you, like rappers, man. The original Huey Lewis was like HUEY, and this one is HEWYLEWIS.
I blame the
Huey
school
Lewis.
system. I blame the schools.
So Huey Lewis has this to say. Let me pick up right here.
What does he have to say, Corey?
He says, with all the computer animated films out there being produced by lesser known animation companies, making them look really less detailed, it makes me miss the old 2D animation days. The only companies that make really good 3D animated films are Blue Sky, DreamWorks, and Pixar. But, however, here therefore,
Okay.
I'm adding these words, but
Oh, okay.
on the other hand,
Get on with it, Corey.
since Disney will release a 2D film next year,
Oh, really?
The Princess and the Frog. I thought it was called The Frog Prince, but okay, Princess. I will take that right now. The Princess and the Frog. It made me wonder: will other studios go back to traditional animation if this film is successful, or will Disney go back and remake the old movies in 3D? Remake old movies? Okay,
I don't know about that. I hope not.
I think that would be a terrible thing if Disney.
Yeah.
Let's answer that question first of all. We're talking about now. If we're going to talk about old school Disney, I mean, I'm talking about going back to where it first began. I'm talking about Snow White,
Fox and the Hound?
No, not well. That's later on. But
That
we're
was
talking about
later on.
Snow White is the first
Right.
first full length featured animated film, by the way, ever. And then you had things like Pinocchio, Cinderella. And then later on, Fantasia,
Yeah.
Fox. I mean, Lady and the Tramp. I mean, we're going through all like some of the old
101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians, and those are later on in the '60s. But look, I mean, if they decide to go back and remake a lot of these Disney movies, these really old classic Disney movies with 3D,
I don't think people are going to buy it.
You can't capture what those old guys did with those films back in the day. So
not at all.
I think even Disney, as money hungry as they are, will realize that. Now, what Disney, Peter Pan is another one. What Disney has been doing lately is taking characters and putting them in 3D, but they've been making them straight to DVD releases.
Right.
They recently just had Tinkerbell come out with a DVD, hanging out with all of her fairy friends.
What?
They got all these different fairies. Like they have a Native American looking fairy, I think. They have
give me a break.
different water fairies and whatnot. I haven't watched it, so I might be full of
Like,
shit.
how the hell do you know this?
Because I get new press releases.
you get this
I'm
in
an
the mail?
insider. I have
What the
stock
hell?
in Disney. I need to keep up with these things. No, Disney, and then Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh man, they've done a lot of things with Winnie the Pooh over the years. They had children's shows with Dumbo. Dumbo's another great movie.
Yeah.
They have taken some of the old properties and put them like not straight to theater,
right?
But like television and DVD releases. Right. Dumbo had a show back in the day called Dumbo Circus, where it was people dressed up as Dumbo and a few other characters that they made for that show.
Yeah.
And they were dressed in costumes. Some of it was looked like animatronic stuff too, and they put them on a blue screen background. And recently, what they've done is they've taken Winnie the Pooh and done a 3D project with them.
Like, wait, is this another straight to video?
Yeah, I think, and maybe a television show. I'm not sure.
Well, it's like they've always been doing Winnie the Pooh on Disney Channel. I mean, it's always there in some form or another.
When Disney got into television, everybody was kind of raising a ruckus about, oh, you're supposed to be the guys who said we will never compromise when it comes to classical, traditional animation, nothing less than full animation. And then they went and made a Winnie the Pooh Saturday morning TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Disney also put their name behind the Gummy Bears and the Wuzzles. You remember these shows?
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm trying to forget.
Yeah, and everybody was like, I like the Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears!
You keep singing that.
Everywhere,
all right, Corey.
and everywhere.
All right, you have fun with that. Yeah, I'm leaving.
You love that.
No, I
the
don't.
Wuzzles.
I don't think I've ever seen it, to be honest.
But Disney went off and made DuckTales, which was a television show.
Yeah, DuckTales.
Woo! And then they made
Goof Troop.
The Goof Troop, yeah, Goof Troop. They even took Baloo the bear. Now this is the one that confused me. Do you remember Baloo in the Jungle Book hanging out with Mowgli? And it was a story about a boy who went to the jungle and talked to all these animals. Now they took Baloo. And they made, I forgot the name of the show. He was a regular bear in the movie. In the show, they made him a pilot who flew a plane and had like a service where he was a delivery guy.
Yeah.
And there was all these talking animals and all of a sudden they weren't just animals who talked to a boy. They were all anthropomorphic animals. They wore suits.
Yeah, you're
costumes.
right. Yeah,
You remember
I remember seeing an episode and I was like, "Is that the guy from the Jungle Book or is that like his cousin? What's going on here?" And I immediately turned the channel to something cool.
Yeah. Now DuckTales, they did have a DuckTales movie. But that was taken from a lot of the old Scrooge McDuck comics and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not the movie itself, but the whole concept of like, this is a series.
And his nephews.
Yeah, and his nephews. So we can make a movie out of this and it's okay. But
Right.
if they try to do something different with a lot of the big classic movies and make it theatrical release.
Well, the thing is, it's not going to happen because those movies are staples. I mean, you can still find coloring books based on all that. You look at the covers and it's still using all that old 2D animation because that's what kids are familiar with. I mean, I think a lot of parents ingrain those images in their kids, heads, and they're just so familiar with it to change it, it wouldn't be the same.
But who knows what shenanigans might go on with straight to DVD.
Yeah, I'm not saying it'll never happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now I don't think anybody really wants that. So.
Yeah, and nobody wants that. And like I said, there's a chance that they might decide to make some 3D TV show for the Disney Channel, or they might try to make some 3D animated film.
Oh, they probably will. But you know what? Like, who cares? That stuff is so flighty. I mean, the kids watching now, they grow up and they forget about it.
Yeah, and there have been some things that Disney have done that I like that like, were kind of cheap, but I thought it was kind of cool. They had a show called House of Mouse, where Mickey Mouse ran a club,
House of Mouse,
and all the villains and heroes and Disney icons hung out at this club at night, and they would all party and rave and what. No, it was like a dinner club.
Were they taking X? What was it?
Yeah, Minnie's out there. I gotta take my top off. I love everybody.
All right. Oh, you. Take it off.
Hey, Donald. I'll suck your cock.
That would be awesome. What?
No, what? Okay. So now to answer the other question, will Disney? Will things go back to maybe 2D animation?
It depends. I mean, honestly, I think it depends on the success of that movie.
Well, it depends on the project too,
and the cost of it. I think 2D animation is pretty expensive to do still. I mean, if you tried to do it now, I would imagine it'd be just as expensive as apparently it was getting to where 3D seemed to open up a little bit more doors with the technology, and now it seems like, to me at least, I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a lot of the 3D animation now is a lot cheaper, and that's why you're getting these cheaper products as far as these studios releasing these 3D cheap features now.
I think well, it depends again on the project. I mean, I think there's a fallacy, and I've read something on this. Now I don't remember if this is true or not, so don't even quote me on this. As per last week, we know I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I think there's a fallacy out there that says 3D animation is cheaper than 2D. It all balances out. It's just like when people say video is cheaper to shoot than film. No, in the long run, things balance out. There's always an extra cost there. I mean, and in fact, it might be probably a little bit cheaper to do 2D.
You think so? Well, I mean, you think about the people that were doing those 2D animation drawings. I mean, there was a big workforce. I mean, they were sending. I mean, you got to think about they're sending off cells to different parts of the country. I mean, all that starts to add.
Well, that's the deal right now. For years now, animation has been produced where they've totally dismissed the process of cells. I mean, I think it's still there for people who want to do it.
Right.
You have some purists out there who want to do that. I don't know why, but right now you have. Your drawings can be colored in the computer, can be tested in the computer. It's not like in the old days when Disney was doing it, where it was. I don't even know how they did it. It seems like by today's standards, it seems like an impossible process.
I'm sure if you looked up YouTube and the way they used to do it, I mean, it's crazy. Where there was one guy, going back and forth with this piece of paper, drawing hands back and forth, and to me, that's crazy. You think about that now,
but
how did anything get done back then? But I guess a lot of these movies. I mean, do you know the time span as far as making like a Disney film?
It still takes about a couple of years to make a good 3D movie. I mean, think about Pixar's movies; they don't turn those things out in a year. I mean, they've been working on those things for a couple of years.
Yeah,
but where you have something like the paint process and with 2D animation, I mean, you have to have render farms and computers and storage space for all the 3D stuff that you do. So there's a cost, a give and take with cost there somewhere, because you have to have all these computers to render that 3D animation out. So it just depends on your project, really. I mean, I've heard, whenever a new technology comes about, everybody wants to say the old technology is dead, or the old way of doing things are dead. When videos start coming out, and Robert Rodriguez was quoted as saying, I was there at a screening of Spy Kids, and he came out, and I was at another panel that he was at, where they were talking about video, the new technology that's coming up in film. Now, this is back when Spy Kids came out.
Right.
And Robert Rodriguez said, film is dead. And now, how many years ago did Spy Kids come out? And they still, I mean, right now people are shooting on high definition, and Robert Rodriguez does it great. I mean, he'll shoot something, and there's time.
He does it great sometimes. I mean, he's done some utter crap with.
Well, I'm talking about as far as the look. I mean, you get it out there. Sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't.
I don't know.
With the Spy Kids movies, you can tell more than something
Spy
like
Kids, and I never saw the Lava Shark Boy, Lava Girl. I saw a clip of that and it looked terrible, to be honest.
Well, on the big screen, you can tell a little bit, but like with Sin City, I really didn't know. When I saw
Sin City, had its own look. It wasn't Spy Kids, and it wasn't the Shark Boy, Lava Girl.
No, but I'm also thinking about Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Yeah, that film is much. It's not a great film by any means. At least I don't think so.
I don't think so
either.
But
when they did I watched the behind the scenes, and I was pretty blown away by half the stuff that you just assume was practical, and you find out like half of it's all like computer. I mean, that's where honestly, that guy Robert Rodriguez, he should be more of a special effects guy. To be honest, I mean, he's a good director when it comes to like movies like Sin City, something he gives a shit about. But a lot of those stunt effects were amazing, and especially in Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
His grasp of new technology and new means of shooting, and shooting cheaply but making it look good.
Yeah,
he's a master at that.
He is a master.
But he said film was dead. Film is by no means dead. Oh, no. And honestly, film is still a superior look. I was championing video years ago, and I thought he was right. And right now I have to say, well, looking at the way things are, even with the best cameras they have out there, it's really not the case.
And the funny thing is, a lot of these new cameras, they're trying to get that new look to look like film now. I mean,
and it just can't.
It can't.
I mean, one day it will. It just will. I mean, because that's what they're trying to do, and if you try hard enough, you'll get it. It's the same way with animation, though. When when 3D animation came out, first they said, all right, there will be no more stop motion movies, period. Stop motion is dead because with 3D, you don't have to do that Ray Harryhausen type of animation anymore.
Yeah. Special
Special effects are there. No more stop motion for that. And no more stop motion for kids things either because it's just easier to do in a computer.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas came back and proved that wrong.
Oh, yeah.
When Jurassic Park came out, everybody's like, no more. But then when I think after Big Brother Bear, I believe it was. I maybe Disney had a movie right after that, but I think it was Brother Bear. They said this is our last 2D animated movie. We're going to switch completely to 3D.
Yeah.
Laid off a bunch of people in their animation animation department, and
Maybe that was a good thing because they're releasing a movie like that 2D. Like, well, yeah, time to move on to something because your movies are becoming shittier and shittier.
Well, yeah,
so
I mean,
why throw all that money away?
Yeah, but you put your B team on it, you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't remember what the last 2D animated movie is. I'm thinking it's Brother Bear, which is very mediocre, but it could have been also the one that I liked a lot, the one where it had. They have a show on it on TV now. It was that big Aztec theme.
Oh, not Atlantis.
No.
What are you talking about?
No. It was a comedy and it was very funny.
Uh-huh.
It had what's his name doing the voice. The guy was just talking about The Woman Chaser.
Shit. I don't know. The Woman Chaser. Oh, the guy from Seinfeld.
From Seinfeld, yeah.
He played the Tick.
Yeah.
Help me, Corey.
I'm trying. I wish I could. Why can't I remember these fucking names when I come on here, man? I'm being put on the spot and I can never remember his name. But it might be that movie. Look it up and look up his movies for Disney. But either way it goes, I don't know which one was the last animated movie. But Disney said they weren't going to do any more animated movies. Never say never, because one thing you got to understand is that that old technology is never dead. It's still there. And as long as it's there, people will use it. And as a matter of fact, when people tried to say 2D animation was dead, it exploded on TV.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, you kidding me? I mean, look at the entire Batman series. I mean, the whole Bruce Timm. I mean, that's still incredible.
I mean, well,
in the later years, they kind of used some 3D stuff, but only for like vehicles and stuff. But they integrated it basically.
And
but the 2D, it still looks amazing.
And it's still cheaper to use 2D animation for television. So if you can do that, as long as the technology is still there, you're going to see a 2D animated film at some point. And like with anything else, if the Frog Princess is successful, it might start a resurgence of 2D animation. But I would only be afraid that people would rip it off and would make an inferior product. But that's just me.
And we'll wait and see. As far as like them trying to bring back 2D, I mean, honestly, if this movie just blows up.
Patrick Warburton, by the way, just came to me.
Warburton, yeah, there you go.
Patrick Warburton, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember the movie. David Spade was in the film, also that Disney movie. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was a very funny film.
Hey, speaking of Atlantis, was that the last 2D? Because I want to say that was 2D and computer.
I don't know. I thought Brother Bear was, but I'm not sure.
Because I swear, I mean, that's something else to look up.
But I don't know. I really don't. I just know Brother Bear was one of the later ones, and I said they're going out.
We should start to research this, Corey.
Oh, hey, man, we just talking about. I don't know what we're going to answer sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like our conversations leading to things, and you. And
I'm just like, ugh.
I know.
It makes me think, and I'm like, damn it, because I know it's gonna pop in our head
right after we're done.
And right after we're done, and we're like, let's go back and no.
And meanwhile, people are listening to us and they're like, man,
I know people right now are pissed off. Like, you dumbasses. Who the hell's paying you guys?
I know. to sit up here and talk about you don't know.
Yeah.
Tell you the name of the show. Fuck It Up with Corey and co-host.
There you go.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next email here. This is a pretty good one. It says, okay, this is from David Gutierrez. And he says,
Gutierrez.
Yes, Gutierrez. David Gutierrez.
Not Gutierrez.
You can't look at you. You can't even say guilty.
Guilty.
David Gutierrez.
David Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
Get.
David Gutierrez on Telemundo. El Sábado. Este Telemundo.
Telemundo. Stop being racist.
Este Sábado. On Telemundo. Okay, so David has this to say. He has two questions.
Mr. Gutierrez.
What do you think about the new Spirit trailer? And two, tell us 5 movies that have made you cry like a little bitch. Actually, it says little girl, but I prefer bitch.
I don't cry at nothing. I'm a robot, you dummy.
You do. Yeah, you do. Oh, man. Okay, I'll answer the first
Spirit?
one.
What we think about the Spirit movie?
Yeah,
or the trailer?
Yeah, go ahead.
It can go either way. I don't think I don't get enough from those trailers to really allow me to form an opinion, to be honest. I mean, I see it, and it looks like, obviously it looks like Sin City Part 2. But then again, I thought, Sin City was a good movie because Frank Miller, I mean, a lot of that stuff, I was like, well, I can't see Robert Rodriguez, making people give those performances. So I kept on giving credit to Frank Miller, So, I can't really. I mean, it looks like it can go either way. It could be just like a real nicely packaged movie. Pretty things to look at, but just completely hollow and nothing to say as far as a comic book movie. I mean,
okay, yeah, no, I hear you. Look, I never. Anybody correct me, because again, I'm gonna be talking off my head here a little bit. I know very little about the Spirit.
I know very little about him too,
and it's of course, the Spirit is based on a comic book by Will Eisner,
right?
And that book was made back. I think it was created back in the 40s. I don't have an exact date, but Will Eisner created the Spirit back then, and it was looking. And I've seen these books. And there's been I think they did some others that came out later, like redone or whatnot. In fact, Will Eisner is very famous. They have an award after him for comic book artists now called the Will Eisner Award. So, looking at these books, they look nothing like the one that Frank Miller wants to do. No, Frank Miller.
Well, I know Frank Miller wrote some of the Spirit, and I think it's more his take on it.
He wrote some later Spirit books, but. That is true. It's his take. Now, the ones that were done back in the 40s, I could, and again, people correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that they were more whimsical and they were a lot more colorful. I can tell you that for certain. The Spirit wears a bright blue suit,
right? And a bright blue mask. I mean,
and
sticks out.
And he has a red tie. Now, I got the red tie in the movie, but Frank
very
Miller,
Dick Tracy-ish.
It's Frank Miller. And everybody, Frank Miller, of course, is known for Sin City and Batman Returns.
The Dark Knight Returns.
And he says how much he's a huge Spirit fan.
Yeah.
And he just loves this. And he says that Will Eisner, I don't know Will Eisner died, but I saw him at Comic-Con. And he was talking about how, at a panel, talking about how Will Eisner would probably give him his blessing for this and whatnot.
Right.
Well, looking at this, it looks like another Sin City.
It does. I mean, it looks like a grittier. At least it's Frank Miller's version of the Spirit, and that's all I get from it. I mean, he has all the girls out there on the posters where, God knows, I don't know if they're going to be well representations of those women in the comics. Or are they going to get slapped around and they're going to be flashing their ass, which I have no problem with. But
it's not going to be rated R.
What?
It's not going to be rated R.
It's not?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty certain it's not going to be rated R.
Okay, then for some reason now I just don't care. So,
so all those hopes that you have for seeing girls' asses. Hey, did you pull it up on Wikipedia?
Yes, and actually it was created in 1940. Yeah.
Okay, so I was kind of close then. All right. Now, he as far as now, enough history lesson because I don't know much about the comic or that much about.
Here, I'll tell you, Corey. The Spirit chronicled the adventures of a masked crime fighter who fought crime with the blessing of the city's police commissioner, Dolan, an old friend. Despite the Spirit's origin as a detective named Denny Colt, his real identity was virtually unmentioned. Again, for all the intents and purposes, he was simply the Spirit.
Okay.
Whatever that means. The stories ranged through a wide variety of styles, and straightforward crime drama and noir to lighthearted adventure, from mystery and horror to comedy and love stories, often the hybrid elements that twisted genre and expectations.
Okay,
so it did some things that twisted the genre, and it did some things that heightened expectations. And
very good. I see you learned something there. There you go.
See how I turned that into my own? See, kids, that's how you do it. You read it and you make it your own.
You steal it. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Samuel Jackson is in the movie. And he plays the villain called the Octopus.
But you know what? Okay, now stop. Okay, stop me if you heard this. But I heard some complaints that in the Spirit comic they never saw what he looked like.
He was hands.
Yeah, he was just hands.
And for some reason,
what was his name from Inspector Gadget?
Oh yeah, I know.
Dr. Claw.
Oh yeah, Claw.
Claw.
Get you, Gadget. He always had a cat. For all you know, the cat was the villain. But no, and they have Samuel Jackson in the movie, so. And Samuel Jackson looks crazy. He looks like a drag queen.
He's dressed up like a drag queen.
Yeah, he looks like a cracked up drag queen. Now, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I saw some clips that they showed for the movie.
Right.
And this is coming from somebody who virtually knows nothing about the spirit, really. Mm-hmm. I wasn't that much of I wasn't crazy about what I saw.
No, I mean, you know what? I mean, it looks like it could be a fun movie to watch. But yeah, I from that trailer, it was like a music video. I couldn't get much from it.
If you look at I don't know how much work they have to do, but I saw looking at the trailer. So far, we just had kind of a teaser trailer, and they showed a little bit more.
I think they just released a new one this weekend.
All right. Well, from what from the trailer, for about 5 minutes, I was like, "This looks cool," but it didn't grab me. Mm-hmm. And I looked at the clips from the movie that they showed at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
it looks empty. There's all this. It's all this empty space that these characters are on. Right. A lot of black background, and so I don't get any sense of an environment in it. And are these characters interacting with an environment, are each other that much?
Right.
And then Samuel Jackson's performance in there, from what little clip I saw, it's almost like the movie has this really dark, serious tone to it, but Samuel Jackson is acting goofy.
Yeah,
and is really not fitting together too well.
No, and you're right about that. You know what? It kind of reminded me. Do you remember a documentary called Comic Book Confidential?
Yeah.
Okay, where you see the panels, and I guess when they were making that documentary, they would create these moving storyboards where they shot the comic image. And sometimes it looked like you were looking at it through one of those 3D viewfinders.
Yeah.
And they had either the writer of the comic basically read his story, and it went from panel to panel. And back then it was cool just because you're seeing the creator narrate or read his book. But at the same time, it did feel like it felt shallow. It was like it's there, but it's comic book. It has its purpose because it's on a documentary. But looking at the trailer, it did remind me of that, to where I'm like seeing images, but I don't see anything emoting from the actors. What you're saying
is you don't feel like you're watching a completed product.
No, not at all.
That's what I felt like. I'm pretty sure they said that what we were looking at was done, but when I first saw it, I was saying, wow, it looks like they have some backgrounds to fill in, and they made it sound like they didn't.
You know what?
It just feels empty.
It's starting to sound more and more like the Star Wars prequels.
Well, it's almost
where they're acting around an environment. They're just saying their lines, and you're not really feeling. You're not getting what the scene, what the purpose of the scene is, why it's there, besides for it to just look pretty.
Look, I don't want the movie to do bad. I'm hoping.
No.
I'm hoping that'll be.
I'm hoping for a good Frank Miller movie, crying out loud.
I'm hoping that'll be a hit. I'm hoping it'll be a good movie. I mean, I pretty much don't wish ill on anyone.
Yeah. Too bad you told me it's not rated R, because I'm like, well, if this is the closest thing I can get to Sin City Part 2, then I guess I'll take it. But
it could be, but I got the feeling that it was going to be PG-13. I don't know. It could. I mean, for all I know, it could be rated R. But I don't. And let me tell you something. If it is rated R, from those clips that I saw, I don't think that it's fitting the right tone for an R movie.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember Comic Book Confidential for one line, and nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. But they were reading one comic in there, and it was about a kid who thought that there were mole man in his backyard.
Oh yeah.
And he was talking to.
I have that. I have it.
Yeah, that comic.
I actually have it.
Who's the artist for that?
Oh shit! I can't even remember.
You remember the kid talking to his neighbor, Mr. Pinker, who was like an asshole. He's like, and the guy was like, "Get out of my yard!" And he's like, "You're Mr. Pinker. You should be called Mr. Stinker." I don't know why it stood out to me, man.
And that was weird because that kid looked like he looked like a baby.
Yeah, he had a bald head.
But he was like a teenager. What was that? That comic was called I want to say it was called The Black Hole. Let me look that up real quick.
Anyway, well, we answered that email right there. So you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we didn't answer the second part of that.
What was the second part?
Name 5 movies that made you cry.
You know what? Go for it, Corey.
I'll answer
That's all
that.
you, buddy.
I thought about this a little while beforehand. Now, I'll name them right off the bat, and then we'll see if. And I don't know if we even have 5, and I'll explain some of them in detail real quick. Okay. For the Love of Benji, E.T.
For the love of Benji.
Jurassic Park. The Color Purple. See, maybe I only have 4 because I know that there was another one. I know. Oh, maybe the disaster movie.
Disaster movie.
Disaster movie. That shit, man.
That's your own fault, Corey.
You were there with me, but man, I was a kid. And they ran a rerun of For the Love of Benji, and Benji. And for the kids who don't know if you know who Benji is. Benji was like the dog back from the 70s and the 80s. That was the star dog.
Yeah, and that dog annoyed the shit out of me every time I saw it. I didn't even care how cute it was. I'm like, because it seemed like on TV they ran like a marathon of those damn movies.
They had all these Benji movies.
Yeah, and I'm like, for crying out loud, who is a dumbass that keeps on watching these movies?
And let me tell you what Benji looked like. You know how you sweep the floor and you get a big old pile of dust? Benji looked like that with eyes. In fact, when Benji died, I think they got some other dogs and just rolled him around in a dustbin and said, okay, we got Benji too.
He looked like a used mop that you see in somebody's toilet.
A dirty ass mop. Like those shit wipers that you use on the toilet.
Yeah.
But Benji had a girlfriend in the movie, and we're talking about a real dog, not an animated dog. And Benji had the little white poodle that he was hanging around with, and they were trying to stop these robbers. And one of the guys turned around and kicked Benji's girlfriend. That dog fell down the steps, and I was like, and I was a little kid, and I was like, oh shit! And then I looked, and the little white dog didn't get up, and I was like, oh man, oh no, Benji's girlfriend. My mom came up to me. Now you thinking your mom's gonna come up and like be like, oh baby, come here, you crying? Now my mom came in, she's like, oh baby, what's wrong? You crying? You crying at Benji?
You started laughing at you. Good.
She's like, come here, baby. That dog gonna be all right. That dog ain't really dead.
I wish your dad would have seen you. He would have smacked you upside the head for that. The hell you doing watching Benji movies? What the hell? I taught you better than that. What's that Death Wish movie I got on VHS? Where is it?
I'm gonna cut on some football for this boy.
I'm telling you, baby, he's gay. I'm telling you.
No son of mine. And then I remember E.T., man. If anybody seen E.T., E.T. was they had that scene where E.T., but they thought E.T. was dead.
Oh yeah,
and then D was all gray, and he got a flat line,
and Elliot looked like he was gonna die.
Yeah, and I was like, but E.T. was. They said he was dead. He just went to hibernation, but I thought he was dead. So I turned to my mom. Now you always looking at your parents to give me some condolences or some comfort, and so I looked at my mom like, Mama, is he dead? And my mom looked at me and she's like, baby, I don't know. And I was like, oh God, no!
It's all plastic and smoke and mirrors. That thing's not real.
Yeah, my mom was like,
Corey.
Shut the fuck up. But no, Jurassic Park, I've said this several times. I mean, I looked at the dinosaurs walking. I wasn't crying out of sadness. I was really like, they walked the earth again. Oh, yes. Praise Jesus.
I tell you what, though, the one scene in there that I'll admit almost drove me to tears was seeing little bitty Drew Barrymore like about to cry. Well, she was crying when E.T. was about to die. The camera just went to her, and the thing is, it looked so genuine and real. And just seeing that little girl cry, and I was like, oh, poor kid.
Oh, I know.
Poor kid.
I know, man. I know. What was the other
They got some great performances out of those kids. Now you think about it.
Mel Drew Barrymore was drunk at the time anyway. So
they took a whiskey away from her. That's what happened.
I'm having withdrawals.
Yeah, she had one of those like silent cries that just built up.
No, what else did I cry in, man? The Color Purple, man. Color Purple, the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, because look, if you don't know what the end of the Color Purple is, cut it off. All right, you cut it off? Okay. Whoopi Goldberg is just getting fucking beat down through the movie, man. And she's just, at the end of the movie, she's reunited with her children that were taken away from her at the end. And it ends, man, like I'm about to cry right now. I'm serious. It's like it ends with them, with her meeting her children again.
Yeah.
And I think, and then she's out in the field playing patty cake with her, and it's just a silhouette while the credits are rolling. And she's out in the field, and you see a silhouette of them while the sun is all purple in the background. She's playing a patty cake or something, a hand game with giving a hand job to her sister. No, she's out there playing like.
You cried at that?
No, this is beautiful. When you cried, you saw Whoopi Goldberg give somebody a hand job.
No, I'd be screaming. Screaming in terror.
No, she's out there she's reunited with her sister, I believe, and she's out there playing just like, patty cake down the field, and it's some quiet music playing. I was just like, damn, that's powerful, man. That had me crying. I think a lot of Spielberg movies I cried in. I think Schindler's List I cried in. Yeah.
Yeah, Schindler's. Yeah,
I mean, but it was early in the movie because I was like in shock. I was like, oh,
it was nuts.
Fuck, man.
That was crazy. I was more in terror than I was like, yeah, damn, this shit went down.
I know.
Really, and it's not until you see something like that. It's sad when you have to see it through a movie. You can't just read it. But I mean, watching a movie really does affect you when you're seeing something like that, and it just gets you to like, wow, this shit went down.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, I did cry when I was a kid at the end of King Kong.
Oh, really? Wait, well, now which one? The original
No,
or
the original?
The black and white original?
Yeah, because I felt so bad, man. Because even at the end, I understood like.
I thought you were gonna tell me the '70s one where
no, fuck, I cried because that was made. I cried from laughing.
Yeah. I was like, is that the dude with Tron with the big old beard?
That's right. Jeff Bridges was in that movie.
He was in it. Yeah.
No, man, I cried because yeah, man, because I was like, wow, they just took him out of his element, and he didn't want to be there, and they shot him, and even though it was like a puppet that fell off at the end, I was like, oh, that's fucked up, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, and the Fisher King made me cry in some
I
parts,
still haven't seen that damn movie.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie,
That's
man.
the one movie I keep telling myself, and I keep forgetting, but yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna rent that this week.
Oh, Forrest Gump made me cry.
Oh, because of Jenny.
No, it's like no, man. To the whole movie, he's Forrest Gump is sitting up there talking. I mean, he's being goofy and shit, and he's like, this dude don't know what if the fuck is going on around him. He's just it's all circumstance, everything that happens with him, and through the whole movie, he's just chocolates and don't and then he finally when his mother dies, and he's telling a story, and nobody's really listening to him. Even he's sitting up there, and he's crying his ass off, man.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this guy really does feel some deep emotion for his mother.
Yeah. Well, the part that made me almost cry was this scene where he finds out that he has a kid. And he's worried that he's as retarded as he is. Should
I be worried too?
Yeah, and that poor guy. And of course, the girl he's in love with ends up dying.
Yeah,
no, when she gets AIDS. She's like,
she gets. They never say AIDS.
Yeah,
but
they never say, but
it's
you
a
can
disease
tell.
That's what's cool about that.
But that part. Okay, how many movies was that for you, Corey?
Man, that was 6 actually.
Was that 6?
Yeah.
Okay, now maybe I should come up with mine. I'll break down here. Well, the number one, I'll say Iron Giant. Iron Giant.
Oh
made
my
me cry
God! How could I
like
forget
a bitch.
Iron Giant, man?
Superman.
No.
Oh
man, Iron Giant. How could I forget that? Iron Giant had
Yeah.
me crying like a baby.
I was crying like a bitch in Iron Giant. And yeah, it sucked, man. But okay, Iron Giant. Jeez, man. I was listening to you rant. I was trying to think of it like.
Why did you stop me? I was
other
waiting.
movies?
That's why I was talking.
Well, no, I was letting you. Hey, I was letting you go. Do your thing. Okay. Iron Giant. What's another one? Damn it. Oh, Home Alone. When the old guy,
don't
that
you ever make fun of me.
the old guy that nobody likes, everybody thinks he's mean and everything, and then you find out like he hasn't talked to his family in forever, and the last shot where you see him walk up to his family's house and he's there, and his family comes out and they start hugging him, and this whole time the world treated him like a monster, Corey.
Man, don't you ever
and
laugh
all
at me.
he wanted was to be with his family, his son.
Okay, man. See, you can't say shit about Home Alone. What
That's
else?
2. Okay, now what was the other one? God, now I'm trying to think. Think hard, co-host. Think hard. What was the other damn movie I was thinking about? Cocoon. No.
I'm about to throw my water bottle at you.
Damn, that's hard. Yeah, those. I can't really. Think.
You don't impress me as a person who has deep emotions enough to cry.
Not really.
A lot of things.
No, I cried. I cried at the end of Ishtar. That was pretty awful.
See, now you fucking
Get
with
it?
me. Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, there was another movie you just made me think about that. Maybe. Did you cry when Spock died?
Yeah.
in a Rathacon.
I did, yes.
I did too, man.
Remember, you, Jim, are my best friend. Whatever he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's been so long since I've seen that movie, but I just remembered, when they're both, he's like, no. He's like dying right there in front of him. He's like, they got that window separating
Yeah,
the
he's
both
like,
of
he's
them.
trying to touch him.
Yeah, and he's trying to touch him. Oh my God! Speaking of trying to touch, what was that movie?
Get away from me!
No. What was that? What was it called? Was it called Project X with the monkeys, the apes? Matthew Broderick was in it.
That was a terrible movie.
Yeah, but what was it called?
I don't remember.
I think it was Project X or something with the They had that ball that came up.
Yeah,
and it was radiation. They were trying to see how much radiation an ape could take during I guess flying a jet or whatever. And the scene where something happens to where that sphere that came up that produced the radiation, something screwed up, and basically they were trying to get the one of the apes to take out, I think it was like a fire extinguisher or something that got caught on, and they were trying to get him to pull it out so that machine would go back down, so nobody would there wouldn't be any radiation leak. And apparently they were showing him a banana on the other side of the glass window. They were showing him a banana, like, if you take that out, you'll get the banana. And so he's already weak, because of the radiation, and he like crawls up. He starts to take it out, and as soon that the sphere goes down, and everyone's like, all right, we're all safe. And then the ape goes to the window and starts tapping at the window, and they can't give him the banana, Corey. And he dies. That poor guy dies. And one of the little apes like goes up to the window and touches it because it's his old friend.
Okay, I can see how that could be.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so is that what? That's 3?
Yeah.
Okay, now 4 would be the black hole. The black hole with the robot, the junk robot.
Oh, yeah. Old Bill or something like that. Yeah. Bye, buddy.
Yeah, bye, buddy. Where eventually he dies. The little robot dies, and he goes flying away, floats away in space.
I can't say anything. That's 4, right?
Okay, that's 4. And the 5th one, oh, my God. What would, oh, Jesus. God, I know. What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh, really?
When the mom dies.
When the mom dies,
yeah. They have to set the house on fire, and that movie teared me up for some reason.
I can't say anything. $1 Million Baby made me tear up. And if
really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, well,
I hear there's a surprise ending. Or something.
Watch it, man. It's rough. It's rough.
Okay.
and yeah. But I can see that in Project X. So if that's the name of the movie, that is a sad scene.
Yeah, it's a real sad scene. I
can't say anything though, man, because I cried I didn't cry, but I kind of choked up at the end of Gremlins. When the old Asian guy's like, he has something he'd like to say to you.
Oh, there you
and
go.
Gizmo comes out, he's like, bye, Billy. And I was like, oh, man.
Billy. Yeah, you're right. That did make me cry.
Yeah, we should have been crying right now. Beat my myself with this bottle.
But that was sad. And then they had to bring him back in part 2.
Part 2 was cool, though.
Yeah,
and that brings us to our next email, actually.
About Gremlins?
Well, it says, oh man. Okay, I'll go past that.
All right.
And because this will connect with what we're saying, it has to do with sequels.
All right.
And this is from Jack, who says, I have a simple question for you.
Oh boy.
Is it possible to make a good sequel to a shitty movie? And if so, what examples can you think of? And he says, thanks, man. I'm looking forward to the show. So, Jack, here we are in the email. That's a hard one, man.
That is
because
a damn hard
I
one.
thought about that at the moment I pulled that up. And the only thing, see, when we're not talking about movies that were just so.
Yeah. We're not talking about sequels that were better than the original.
Exactly, because we tried to sit up and figure out something.
We were trying really
You mentioned
hard.
one that I thought of right off the bat, and I was like, well, that would Star Trek.
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan, but
but
Star Trek wasn't a shitty movie.
It wasn't a shitty film. Yeah,
We're talking about movies.
slow,
that,
but it wasn't shitty.
The only thing I can think of that was probably almost universally panned by critics and ended up making a better sequel, in my opinion, is The House of a Thousand Corpses, directed by Rob Zombie.
Yep.
Did not like that movie, but
I hated it.
I thought it was pretty bad. Actually, after a couple of viewings, I was like, it's not as terrible as I think, or I thought before. But The Devil's Rejects, I thought was
superior.
Man, it was a totally different movie.
It was. I was like, wow, did he go to film school during that time that he had between those movies? But yeah, it was a far superior film. And even though it was supposed to be linked, I mean, it didn't feel like it was. It didn't feel like a sequel, which was a good thing.
It was a sequel in character, but not tone, not even really historically, really.
Yeah, I mean that first movie just seemed like a bunch of ideas he had written down in a notebook, and for some reason he forgot to make it all into a story, and he just filmed what he had in his notes.
The first
movie made no sense to me at all.
If it was like, okay, in the first movie, it really is sort of a spook house film.
Yeah.
In the worst way. I mean, he went in and filmed a bunch, like he almost filmed a spook house with a bunch of fluorescent paint and whatnot, and it felt real cheesy to me. The second one feels like an actual horror / drama.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching a 70s grind. Now, you want to talk about Grindhouse. It actually felt like a 70s movie.
Yeah, you're right. It really did. I mean, it definitely deserved that title, Grindhouse. And the thing is, like, for some way, somehow, those characters that were in the original were different characters almost, and you're kind of in a weird way rooting for them.
Yeah, because the sheriff was so
the sheriff was so crazy. Yeah,
William Forsythe.
And he was incredible in that film. I mean, that was like the last really great thing I remember him being in, to be honest.
Yeah, and they had the what was the black dude from Dawn of the Dead?
Ken Foree?
Yeah. You remember he was like in the movie too?
Oh, yeah.
And it was I actually thought it was a well-made movie. It was so brutal that people probably don't give it the credit that it deserves.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that.
But I really liked the movie a lot.
But other than that, I can't think of any. I mean, Jesus.
Well, I did mention they have these videos, I think, from Full Moon Video.
Yeah,
or something.
You said Puppet Master.
Puppet Master. I mean, that's a shitty movie.
Puppet
And
Master
they actually
2.
made a sequel, like a couple of sequels that I like better than the original.
Puppet Master 2 Electric Boogaloo. There you go.
They had Trancers, and they did a Doll Man versus something.
Doll Man versus Demonic Toys.
Yeah, which I thought those two movies are not.
They were
really,
shitty. Yeah, but when you put them together,
they were actually
got
cool.
gold.
So look, if anybody can think of any shitty movies, we're talking about shitty.
Yes, more than likely they've all been straight to DVD.
Yeah. So we did mention this Troll.
Troll 2.
They had a shitty sequel.
Yeah,
but the sequel was
so
good.
More
entertaining than the first one because it's so bad.
It's far more memorable. People are still talking about it.
Yeah, it was
oh my god!
They're
eating her, and then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god!
That's an actual line from the movie. And let me tell you something: the way co-host is saying it, he's still doing a better acting job than this guy. Look up that clip on YouTube. Not right now, but I'm saying look up the clip on YouTube because you did. That was like one of your first. That
was one of my first Friday night. Yeah, clip fixes.
Yeah, and I loved it, man. But
genius.
Okay, now we gotta stop right here. Take a quick break.
Yes.
And we'll be back after the commercial
break. By the way,
break,
Corey,
yes.
That comic that we were talking about, it was called Black Hole, the one about that little kid with the baby face from Comic Book Confidential. It was illustrated by Charles Burns, Corey. So remember that name next time you want to rant about this, all right? So we don't sit up here and look like a bunch of chumps.
What was that comic called with that guy who did that thing?
Well, let me tell you, Corey.
All right, so we'll be back after these commercials. No, we just got to render this first hour.
Yeah, I got to go take a robot dump.
Nice. So do you actually go to another room to do this?
No, I do it right here on your floor. Yeah.
Is that what that stain is now?
Yeah, all that computer chips.
All that all that fluid, all that coolant down there. All right, people, let us render this out, and we'll be right back.
Out of the recycle bin.
All right, rendered.
There you go.
Ready to move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Real quick, Corey.
All right.
Remember when I told you I cried during that chimp?
It was
Project X, and the thing is, it wasn't a banana that they were promising him. It was a cigarette.
Oh, well, no, he was going to die anyway.
But still, though,
smoking kills.
Yeah, but come on,
that was a message.
He was really wanting that cigarette.
That was a message for everybody out there. Don't smoke, or you're gonna die like this monkey over here.
Poor guy. He kept on tapping that window, Corey. Tap, tap, tap.
Can I get a cigarette?
And then you heard him go.
Talking about ready. He had cancer anyway.
Hey, leave him alone.
That cigarette probably killed him more than that radiation did.
Poor guy. I hope he's smoking a whole carton up in the big big pearly gates
the
up
big
there.
Tree up in heaven. The big monkey tree in heaven.
Big monkey tree.
Smoking a 6-pack. I'm smoking a 6-pack. smoking
What the hell you been smoking?
Exactly. See, what am I doing? I'm smoking crack. All right. So it's another rough one, man. It's a hard question right here.
Hardy but a goodie.
It says, this is from Champ.
Champ.
0215.
Oh, see, why do people get all crazy?
Because there's a lot of champs out there. He's know you which one he is.
The champ.
He's number 215.
Number 2567.
Psalms 319. You didn't know they verse the Bible, champ 0215?
Don't read that, Corey.
Apparently I don't either because I ain't in there.
No.
But
Psalm 69.
So champ 0215 says,
That's what he said?
Yeah, he said, he just died like that monkey. My question is, what movie genre really needs a hit to bring that genre back?
Yeesh.
Oh, man. So
I keep saying, you heard me. I said sci-fi. I said science fiction, like
really,
Star Wars. Yeah, I
like
mean,
a sci-fi epic.
A sci-fi epic, yeah. Like Star Wars never really, I mean, hell,
like we're talking about some kind of big space opera.
Yeah, where everyone is just dying to go see the next film now. You could say that with Star Wars because it had some crazy, stupid fans. But no, I mean, as far as a science fiction film to really, like, just hit me in the face, you know. Now, I will say, like, Battlestar Galactica, thank God, is filled in that gap as far as me getting my sci-fi epic, you know, fix. With that movie, the funny thing about that TV show is that remember when the original Battlestar was a rip-off of Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
And now, I mean, the new series on Sci-Fi Channel just blows away anything that's represented in those prequels. I mean, it's sad. The acting is outstanding. The space battle scenes are incredible. I mean, and they look real. I mean,
you're right, man. We don't have that now.
Sad,
like the big science fiction epic, the space operas that take place with the aircrafts in space fighting each other. Yeah. The sci-fi we get are pretty earthbound or very earth oriented now.
Well, Chronicles of Riddick tried.
Well, Chronicles of Riddick, Firefly. They even tried it with animation with what was that Don Bluth movie? Oh man, I can't remember what it is. It had.
Titan AE?
Titan AE.
Yeah,
Titan AE tried it. I think the last one to really try it, though, wasn't that like Firefly?
I think so, yeah. And that kind of, Serenity.
Serenity was the name of the movie.
Yeah, and that was based, you know, that story came from the TV show.
From the TV show.
I followed up. But, I mean, honestly, if you didn't see that TV show, there's some things that, you know, at least for me, I was like, well, I don't understand what's going on. I'm not too familiar with these characters. And even though I thought it was a decent film, it didn't feel that need like Star Wars, like a need that I had for a Star Wars film. It didn't fill that gap in at all.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't grand enough.
No, it wasn't.
Serenity. I mean, I know a lot of people love that movie, but it was a great idea, and it's not a bad movie. It just it felt like a TV show in a way.
It did. No, it did. I mean, and you actually watched the TV show, and I mean, if that movie does feel like, you know, you're watching part of a bigger television show. Yeah.
And we also talked about, I think, the cop buddy movie. That needs. We're talking about hardcore. Yeah. Something
like
along the lines of a lethal weapon. We're not talking about
48 hours.
Shit. Yeah, something like 48 hours.
Even though that was funny, but you know,
that was still hardcore, man.
There were some hardcore moments in that movie.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about Rush Hour. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker shit. No, we're talking about real serious, like going after real bad villains, man, that you really just kind of fear in a way.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're looking for your family. They're killing everything around you. Yeah,
but meanwhile, these two guys, they're a partnership. Either they're the cops who got put together and they don't like each other, or they're the cops who've been working together so well they know each other well.
Right.
We really haven't had a good one like that in a while, I don't think. I mean, if we have, people, please tell me, but I don't remember anything.
Somebody's going to bring up that one movie with Jim Belushi and the dog.
Fuck no. They even did a Tom Hanks movie with a dog like that. Well, he wasn't a cop, though.
Was it Canine or something like that?
Oh, yeah. One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think those two genres. When you said sci-fi, I thought, well, that can't be true. But then I thought about, like, when you put in the terms of space opera, So, because I was thinking, well, we got Terminator coming out, and sci-fi is going kind of strong. It's like, nah.
Well, yeah, it's as far as like on a galaxy far, far away, nothing.
Yeah,
like that
no, we don't really
have
that.
And it sucks, you know, because, you know, I was really hoping those Star Wars films would be good, but that's enough of that.
Everybody knows.
We've been ranting on that like nuts. So
and we're not saying anything else people haven't thought. So, oh man, I think that's it.
What? That's it already? Come on, Corey. The party's just started. Let's get crazy in here. Bring out the girls.
Okay, well, here's one, but we didn't.
Girls?
Yeah, no, yeah, here's one. Hey, come on. Young lady, please come on. Hi. No, this will be a quick one because we haven't seen the movie. Oh, let's see. Who does this come from? Well, I didn't get your name, sir, but it says, I haven't seen a Blindness review from you guys, and since the movie bombed, I doubt there will be one. I just wanted some opinions on it if you've seen it. Well, no one here has seen it.
No.
People are shown. What did they say? It was one of the more disturbing movies I've seen in a long time. People are shown at the lowest points they can go, and I was really uncomfortable in some parts. And people actually walked out of the theater. You sure they didn't walk out because it wasn't any good?
Wow.
Well, no, I haven't seen the movie. To be fair, I was in New York when they had a screening here in Austin, and I didn't get a chance to go. I read some reviews on all the reviews are pretty mediocre on the movie, but this is the third person that has said I really love this movie.
Yeah,
and I want to go see it. But Hyde told us last night. He said I saw it, and he said the frustrating thing about this movie, you have one character who can see in the film, and everybody else is going blind, and she does nothing to help people for a while. And then she just looks at people. Everybody's blind. They're pulling guns on people. It's like you can run up and take a gun from somebody,
right?
If they can't see you. I mean, what are they going to do? Turn around and shoot you? Chances are they're going to shoot in the wrong direction. And she just looks.
Yeah, that's it?
Yeah. The only one person left in the world with sight. She's the laziest motherfucker around.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Julian Anderson, I think is...
Wait, Julian Anderson?
I'm sorry, Julian Moore.
Julian Moore.
Is who plays the person with sight in the movie. And I think that's too bad because that movie is directed by the guy who did City of God, one of my favorite movies.
And that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to go see it. But it just kind of came and went, and I didn't even honestly. I forgot that it was released.
Yeah, and the movie, I guess it did kind of bomb because it didn't open up that well, and it's already kind of moving out the way. So yeah, chances are we won't have a review for that. But I got to find a way to have people submit reviews so that we can have them some kind of way.
We'll find a way, Corey. But
yeah, so that's.
Oh, hey, real quick, by the way, how did Quarantine do?
Oh, Quarantine came in second.
Second, huh?
Chihuahua. Beverly Hills Chihuahua was first. Now, I can understand that because Quarantine is rated R.
Right.
But
think about right now, it's around Halloween time, so you think a movie like that would get people to...
That's true. I mean, it did respectable business. I mean, the thing that really didn't do that well was Body of Lies, which is...
I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not either, man.
I know a lot of people that saw the trailer and was like, I'm not interested.
I was surprised because I saw the trailer and I was like, I want to see this movie. But like Jamie up in New York, he was saying, that looks like shit.
See, and that's a lot of the people I talked to, or at least read on the internet, didn't care.
So that's too bad then because, I mean, with Quarantine, because I really like Quarantine. I thought it was going to be number one because all these horror movies, ones that I thought were just terrible, ended up being number one. Prom Night, which is not even a horror movie, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know, and that's but that it still makes me think like, what if they did release the original over here? I mean, even if they just said, "Fuck it, we're going to throw it in the theaters with the subtitles. We're going to see what happens with it." I'm still wondering if it would either done better or if it would have done less business only because of subtitles, but. I still think it's a strong film regardless of the subtitles. I know I keep hearing people getting sick and tired of reading subtitles, and that just makes me sick even to say it out of my mouth because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, a good movie is a good movie. Subtitles aren't going to kill anybody. I mean, think about
if you can't read,
think about what was the that movie about the Holocaust? A Beautiful Life.
A Beautiful Life.
A Beautiful Life. I mean, that movie did wonders at the box office. I mean,
and it got nominated for.
It got nominated, and I'm just like, I think a strong film is still going to be a strong.
I think
film.
best foreign film.
Best foreign film, I definitely saw it. I mean, it's something I wouldn't run out to see, but it was a great film, and I told people about it.
But see, that's you, man. I mean, you got to think about.
What do you mean that's me? I am the masses. What are you talking about? I'm a robot. I know. I think for people.
Okay, so I forgot about that. I mean, I have to admit, I know what you mean. We always want people to be better, and we don't want people.
Well,
to be
you
lazy.
want people to be smart.
And want people to be smart.
Use the brain for once, right?
But from a business angle, it's not just about reading either. It's about putting American people in there that people will relate to. I mean, if I have nothing
those
against,
people weren't.
I have nothing
relate
against
to them.
I have nothing against Subtitles. I love. In fact, I love probably foreign movies these days more than I love American films sometimes. But, and I know I sound like a totally snobbish thing, but it's not. It's just something different. But I can see people saying, okay, the moment they see somebody talking a different language, for one thing, it's hard to sell the movie because they can't show you people talking. They have to have the narration over the trailer all the way through, or they have to give scenes of silence. I mean, well, not silence.
Well, think about that trailer though. The trailer there was no dialogue. Whatever. That trailer was made to be specifically a trailer.
Well, it
just had two guys walking up, and then some crazy shit happened, and that was it. That's all they gave you. It was a teaser. It was a trailer. How a trailer should be done.
Well, they showed
they're not
that one
showing you
scene.
the whole goddamn movie.
No, you're right.
You know?
I mean, but I'm just thinking about that one scene where you had Jennifer Carpenter saying, "We're in an apartment complex. Reports say that there's a woman." And bam, she's like, "Ah!" You know, I mean, from a business standpoint, I understand why they did it. I don't always approve of it. Sometimes, in fact, I didn't approve of this remake when I heard about it. It ended up the movie was actually pretty cool for me.
Yeah.
And I can understand why they remade it.
And the thing is, like, okay, we did our review, and I didn't get to say in that review that I thought Rec was better than Sex. I mean, I thought it was that because it blew me away. I didn't get to say that in the review, unfortunately. But to me, that movie was better than Sex. This Quarantine, it's full price.
Yeah,
you know, but it still makes me wonder, you know, if they would have just had the balls and took a little bit of risk and just released it.
Hey, you never know, man. I mean, they have a movie that's already made, so I mean, the budget that goes for making a new movie could just go into the marketing for a movie that already exists. I don't know.
But I'll encourage people.
Make a valid point.
I'll encourage people, see that movie. I don't even care how you see it. Just see it. All
yeah,
right?
no.
Do what you got to do to see that goddamn original movie, and do yourself a favor, please. All right, and then you can go see Quarantine and see if you like it better. I don't know. And then you'll tell us, and then I'll know better than open up my mouth to say, hey, you know, you shouldn't hate movies with subtitles, kids, because reading's good for you. And you say, shut up. I want American. I want to see KFC commercials in my movie. I want it all. And,
I mean, hey, you know, horror is words for some people. If you can't read that well, something that's a horror movie in itself. Yeah. Words.
I was going to read.
Yeah, make a movie with a book walking out on screen.
Motherfuckers just reading shit up in here.
Books. Motherfucking book came out on the screen, man. I ran my ass up theater.
I ran away. I ran with the wind.
That book opened up those pages. I said, shit.
And this voice that we're doing represents no race whatsoever.
Yes, it does.
It's called the dumb race. That's what it is.
You know, come on, man. I ain't gonna look. It's bad what we just did. I ain't even trying to bullshit nobody. We talking like black people right now.
What? You were talking like a black person.
That was you. I can't read. In fact, I was doing it because you were doing it first.
I was talking like an Eskimo. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know the Eskimos. How they call?
Oh yeah, that's how they talk.
I'm going fishing.
It's cold out and shit. I got my igloo all nice and warm.
Shit, I'm gonna build me an igloo today.
I'm
put on my pimp coat.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna get me some fish. Cold fish.
Now we offended the Eskimos. Man. Eskimos gonna shoot us.
Hey man,
we're gonna have a drive-by Eskimo shooting. Shoot us with ice cubes. And
they're the richest people I know. Mother Earth loves them.
Drilling my land, we leave our whales alone.
Oh man, so
all right.
That was
that's our show.
Well, we got one more thing.
Oh, we got one more. I thought we were leaving, Corey. Come on,
not yet.
The clubs are gonna close.
I want to say we got a new guy coming on board. He's already on board, doing some stuff for us part time. Him and Yehudi.
Yehudi Booty?
Yehudi got that booty. Yehudi. Guy used to work with, very talented guy, man. Him and I are working together to make shorts. So we have and we just, that's why it's been like taking me so long to get things up, because him and I when I say hit our stride, that's him and I trying to figure out a schedule and work with each other. And whenever you start working with somebody, things get over ambitious. But Yehudi's a talented guy, man. You'll notice a distinction between his artwork and mine when stuff goes up.
It's going to start looking different?
Yeah, it's going to start looking better.
Am I going to have a mohawk?
Well, I do all this. The reason why, man, this has happened is because I do all the stuff on the site. And so we needed somebody to come in. We've been wanting to do shorts for a long time.
Right.
And so we need another artist to come on board to do some shorts with and whatnot. So
because God knows I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, hell no, you ain't going to do it.
Get out my crayons,
those pictures,
and get my little camera, take pictures.
What do you draw with?
The 2D.
You don't have any hands.
I use black magic to draw, Corey. I keep telling you. Didn't you see my Carlisle contest picture the first time around? That goddamn thing should have won something. That son of a bitch.
Use a black retarded man named Magic to do it for you.
Oh my God, I'm the greatest artist that ever lived, Corey.
But hopefully you'll see some really cool shorts coming from us more.
I
often
hope
now.
so, Corey.
Him and I will,
hope so.
we collaborate on the art and on the and on the writing on them. So I mean, hopefully we'll.
Well,
have
if you
more
ever
time to
want
get
him to
stuff.
be funny, Corey, you come to me. I'll
got
help
you.
you out.
I got you. I hear you. Okay, I'm taking note right now. cut this motherfucker
You're not
off.
taking notes. What are you writing in the air for?
Black magic.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So
Is that it?
that's it, man. That's
All right.
it.
And don't forget about the party, kids.
Oh yeah, the part. Hey,
Tell 'em.
pull up that Richard Pryor thing.
Yeah. Here.
Because last week we talked about James Earl Jones
Yeah,
doing the alphabet
Yes.
on Sesame Street, and then he also did numbers. Well, guess who else? Somebody put it on my page. They
Yeah.
put up a YouTube thing, and I don't remember this. I remember this guy being on Sesame Street, but I forgot about that clip right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Richard Pryor reads the alphabet
Yes.
on
On Sesame Street. Yes.
He was on Sesame Street. Now, the one thing that I saw, it was him like sharing with the kid. I guess the idea was share, but
Yeah.
it was no audio. It was music over there because Richard Pryor was
Yeah.
probably telling this kid,
Yeah.
"Here, motherfucker, take this apple right here.
Exactly.
Shit, you gay motherfucker, give me some of that shit. You don't eat it all for
Producers,
yourself.
what's he doing? What's he doing? That's a kid in there.
Fuck with me, motherfucker, will you?
You little son of a
You
bitch.
motherfucking Muppets
I'll
up in
slap
here.
you with my dick.
Goddamn blue motherfucker up here with a hand up his ass.
Like, put up, cue music.
Oh, Richard, what motherfucker?
Turn up that music.
But yeah, they got Richard Pryor, and it's funny because when he can't cuss, he really
Oh, no,
he ain't got nothing to say because he wanted.
I know he was on something. You just look at him. He was on something. I mean, he was doing coke or something. I don't know, but that motherfucker was high.
The way he was looking at the camera too.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't know. You could tell in the back of his head, he's like, I don't know how I got signed up for this shit. But
It's funny because he couldn't cuss. He couldn't cuss at
no,
all.
he was
and
really,
he had
like,
nothing.
really holding himself back.
He
Yeah.
was like, you could tell he was like reaching. He's like, you could tell in his mind, like he was like,
Yeah.
shit, I got nothing,
I
man.
know I ain't selling out for this shit.
A, B, here comes C.
You better be quiet. You see my foot up your
Richard, we can't say that.
What's after C? F. Cause F you. So tell me what to do.
Richard, we can't do that either. Jesus, we give this guy some coke. So
S for suck on, Mr.
Richard, Richard, no, we can't do that either. Goddamn, what can I do? So I'm gonna pause this and we're gonna bring this up real quick. You gotta look it up. It's funny. All right, here we go. I got it pulled up right here. Had to stop for a moment and find it. And we just, I didn't know how high he looked until it just popped on. Let's see.
Yeah, I can not tell.
That's a A. And here's a B. And nobody care about no C. And ain't nobody interested in D. Right? Because E's got it all covered. As we ship to the L, hang up with the G.
It's like he had a story kind of prepared, and then it went nowhere.
And he's like, you can tell he's like mad at his agent or something for doing this to him.
He's looking at the screen like, what the fuck you want? What you looking at?
I'm Richard Pryor.
See your motherfucking ass somewhere else.
I do what I want.
Huh? Move down to the H. Jump to the J. Then here come K.
Uh-oh.
Walking into place along with L. You know what I mean?
Bitches.
And M was cool. M said to M.
Now here's where he just don't have anything
No,
else to
he
say.
just
He's
gives
like,
up.
At this point, he's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to say the alphabet.
I'm gonna be here all day.
Oh! P. Q.
I can't think of nothing funny with Q.
Now S comes stepping up.
Uh-oh.
Right? Huh. T was mean, no.
And this is where you think it's going to get good. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, it's on now.
He's gonna
What's about to happen?
He's gonna unleash on these kids.
He didn't take no U. Because B was W. X had it covered.
Damn.
Because Y, me. So that's the Z of the game.
What does that mean?
That's the Z of the game.
Wow. Genius.
That Negro, I thought when he got the T, I was like, that's some serious shit. Oh, it's on now. And he was like, and that's the V of the game. Now, you know he wanted to go up there, A to the motherfucking B, or motherfucking C, P for pussy,
'Cause that's what I like.
C for cocaine, B for bitches,
Exactly.
A for asshole.
Oh, we can go on all
I
night.
know, man.
with this. Going all night.
And he got that
boy.
hat on. But
That hat made him look really fucking crazy. Like
'Cause
they just pulled his ass off the street. Said, Richard Pryor, you like kids, right? Fuck no, I don't like kids. Please, we got $500 and some coke. I'll fucking do it.
Shit, motherfucker, I'll do it. Shit, yeah.
Give me that shit.
Where the camera at?
White honky.
White motherfucker. A, B.
See your ass to the street.
And he got those eyes, man. Like,
Oh
he
yeah,
ain't
I know.
shaved. He's looking
like
at
moving,
crazy.
He's like moving around.
Oh, yeah.
looking at the camera.
That fucker's tweaking, man.
Yeah, he is.
But okay, so that's the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right,
I'm
here
kind
we
of
go.
bummed it's over, but hey.
I am, man. I am too. We used to
Hey,
3 hours.
I know. We can't be Dark Knight linked.
all the time. And I got some work to do tonight. So
Longest
people,
show on earth.
I know, on Earth. That's what it's called, Earth. EARF.
There you go.
To the T,
To the T,
to the H,
to the W.
So, people, remember, quick note, the party, October 18th. That's this Saturday coming up. And send your questions to us, and we'll be more than happy to read them next week. We've had a good time.
Hey, yeah. And
Oh,
hopefully we'll have some crazy stories from the party.
oh,
So,
that's right.
Yeah, we'll be.
Yeah, you know how we
we'll be
sat out
jotting
and-
down names. We'll be taking notes.
Yeah, you remember that part we sat out and just looked at each other and talked?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
You remember how I wanted to get drunk, but I didn't
Yeah.
because I just got bored and went home?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Man.
That's crazy times.
Crazy to the C, to the R. So, all right, people, that's it.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Later.
Go to hell, people.